Hello and welcome to Off Track, the motorcycle racing podcast. I'm your host, Dave Neal, and I'm delighted to bring you the third of 5 shows from a very busy motorcycle live at the Birmingham NEC. First up is a great catch-up at the side of the Black Horse stage with Lee Hardy about the 2022 season and his thoughts on his new signing for 2023 and 2024, before we head back to Kawasaki for DAO Racing's new Pirelli National Superstock recruit, Aussie Brayden Elliott. Then we round things out on the Honda stand with Team IWR Superstock man Alex Olsen and team manager James Buckingham. Hit us up on the socials and our YouTube channel, especially if you prefer your podcast from there, as many of you do, and rate us or review us wherever you get your podcast from. Without further ado, it's over to Lee, Brayden, Alex and James at the NEC. Enjoy! We're at the side of the Black Horse stage. It's Bennett's British Superbike Day, and although we've been doing this now a while and we're 100 shows in, one man that we haven't had on, Lee Hardy Racing. Mate, welcome to the podcast. It's about time.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome, mate. We were going to do it before, but you got commandeered by Chrissy and Dom. Mate, you've had some good news today.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, like you say, we're here at the NEC. We've just announced Bradley Perie for, he's on a 2-year deal, 2023 and 24, joining Lee Hardy Racing. So, yeah, it's really exciting. It's nice to be going back to the team's roots a little bit, taking on some young talent who've got a lot to offer. So yeah, we're really excited about it. And to be fair, it's always a bit of a cliche, but you know, we honestly can't wait to get going.
What caught your eye about Brad? We've had him on the show before. We've followed his progress. Let's say he's a great character. What caught your eye about him most to bring him into the team and into British Superbikes?
A couple of things really. Obviously, talent from what he's doing, you know, within the Supersport class is fantastic. You know, he's got a tall order there. When you're racing against Jack Kennedy, who, to be fair, probably if he sat on the thing backwards, could still ride a 600 very, very well. So for me, it's hard for Brad to sort of kind of showcase himself up against someone of such stature. So, you know, I think he's done a fantastic job. You know, looking at the results he's had, you know, it's definitely what sort of kind of made me look at, you know, him as a rider. And I think the rawness as well, you know, some of his interviews and some of how he comes across is nice. You know, it's not corporate, it's different. And I'm hoping, you know, a lot of the fans are gonna see that and are gonna warm to him a little bit, because he's definitely a character. And BSB needs a character. You know, you need the people like that in that class. Everyone gets to BSB, you know, they've been trying so long to make that step. It's been a journey that they've always been on, but when they get there, they then tend to sort of change. You know, they become very corporate. They see other riders and they think, I need to be that guy or that girl. No, you don't. You know, you need to be individual. You need to be yourself. And we had that a little bit with obviously Jake Dixon. And Jake, you know, he was one rider he was never going to tame, both on and off track. And in a way, you know, Brad reminds me of that a little bit, and it kind of makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck, and from excitement of, you know, of not knowing what you're going to get from him. You know, he's, I suppose in a way, you know, like how he spoke to me, and he's like, I understand it's a big tall order, you know, and I've got a lot to learn. Yeah, but something he did say when he came to the workshop, which I quite liked, you know, at the end of the day, it is a motorcycle. It's got 2 wheels and it's got an engine and a set of handlebars. Yes, people are probably going to hear that and think, you know, there's still a lot to learn. Yeah, there is, you know, I get that as well. But, you know, I like his character. I'm looking forward to getting him out on the bike, you know, and I'm looking forward to him making it his own. You know, it's nice that he can, he's got a fresh start there, you know, he can jump on it and actually sort of step into the mould a little bit and understand the superbike. But we want to learn together. You know, I'm looking really forward to sort of helping him learn and trying to channel him a little bit, and then hopefully we can deliver something really exciting.
I love what you say about character, because as great as the lads are in BSB, sometimes it doesn't quite fall right in terms of TV interviews and stuff like that. Do you need to take that call?
No, you're okay.
You can. There are forfits for that, you know. I haven't told you that yet.
You're okay.
You don't need to be anywhere else?
No. It's just Andrew just messaged me just saying, whereabouts are you? I'm going for a wander. So that's no problem.
Excellent. I find it really important. We have a few of the young lads on the podcast as well from the support classes. And they're so keen to thank their sponsors, they forget to be themselves.
Yeah.
And with Brad, you've got somebody who is ultimately himself all the time. And like you say, a breath of fresh air for the team and for the championship. The lads are great, but there aren't too many outgoing characters.
Yeah, there's not too many individuals really.
That's a better phrase. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing is with Brad as well. He's got he's got a lot of different sponsors behind him. So that's very different as well. It's not just the big corporate train of having just one sponsor. There's a lot of people there he's got to, I suppose, keep happy in a way, and that's individual. That's again, it's what Brad's got to do. He's got to manage that side of it, but it's also nice to understand that there are still people out there that have got, I don't want to sound derogative here, but as in they're made up of many different characters and many other different sponsors, and that's nice that those people are on that journey with him as well. And we need to accept that. It's a different kind of setup. We need to be able to deliver what his sponsors need. There's going to be a time when they're going to want to come to the garage, they're going to want to see the bike, and they're going to want to feel part of that journey. So it's about how we manage that and how we can deliver everything that he needs as well for his side. But like I say, it's all part of being a team. And it's something we're really looking forward to.
I think for you personally as a team, and we've known you a long time, you helped develop Jake Dixon, you did a great job there with Ryan, what you helped Ryan achieve in what he did. Difficult circumstances sometimes, but ultimately turned him into a superbike rider. To see you going back to that now after this year with Leon to develop some future talent, I think that's great for the team and puts you in the position that I think you maybe enjoy the most.
Yeah, definitely. That is a position that I really enjoy. And like you say there, touching on Jake, Ryan, Ryan came from Superstock 600. It was a big jump to go to Superbike, and I kind of feel that we did deliver. A lot of people might think that we didn't succeed there, but like I say, we channeled Ryan into being a Superbike rider. He's had a successful career since then. This season's been tough for him, but he's still in a position where he's still in a superbike class and still able to run in there with the best of them. So I feel that's that's a nod of the cap for Leardy Racing as well. And like you say there, it's the bit that I tend to enjoy. With Leon this year, it was very different. Leon's a proven champion. Won the championship in 2018. Never will forget it, because obviously we finished second to him that year. But it was a different year again with Leon. It was a challenge as much as it was exciting. It was hard. Sometimes a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for here? Fractious, should I say? I was going to offer that, but I wasn't sure. When you got those words, you think maybe should I say that? Yeah, no, and people can see that. People can see that. But the difference is as well. Leon's at the other end of his career. And he's won the championship without Lee Hardy Racing. So the thing is there, you've got to understand that, and he's sort of looking at that. I've actually been here before, guys. I've won this without your help. So I do know what I'm doing. So it's always gonna be hard, and it was hard. It was a tough season, but to say that you've had Leon Haslam sit on your bike and ride for you is not something everyone can say, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we took on the challenge, because what would have been easier at the start of 2022 to actually turn around and go, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take Leon Haslam on. I stood there and I stood tall and I went, I'm Leardy Racing, and we've got a good team, we've got a good structure, we've got a good package. I'm prepared to put my neck on the line, and I'm prepared to see if it's going to work. There was a lot of teams that kind of stepped away from that, whether it be from reputation or whether it be, from other reasons, I don't know. But I was prepared to grab the bull by the horns a little bit and see what we could do. And honestly, I feel now, we've had 2 podiums this year, and Leon's done a great job. He's ridden well, and I think if it all clicked, then it could have been the same as it was in 18. You never know. But the thing is, if you're not prepared to take on that challenge and you just want to sit on the fence and have a season and, hopefully we'll be in the showdown, but you don't win nothing for just being in the showdown. You don't win nothing for not stepping outside the box and being prepared to sort of try, And I was probably one of those kids that always wanted to poke my finger through the wire, and it did get bitten. But you learn from that, you know, and we've had a hard season. We've learned from this season. And you've always got to be prepared as a team to learn. So going forward to working with Brad next year, we've learned more. You know, there's more that's in my repertoire. There's more that's in the Lee Hardy Racing camp. So for us, you know, we're in a better position again. And like you say, it is something I really enjoy doing. I enjoy working with young talent. I enjoy the rawness, and I enjoy the results from that. You know, it might not necessarily be picking up a trophy at the end of the weekend, but you know, if you knocked half a second, quarter of a second off your lap time, that's still an achievement. And you've got to quantify that with what you've got in terms of a rider, in terms of a setup, everything else. And for me, they're the small achievements, the small goals, but in the grand scheme of things, they're actually very big goals. So for me, that's what I like achieving. You know, there's nothing more. You know, Brad as a racer, he's going to want to be winning. You know, same as everyone. But if he can be satisfied by the steps, by the achievements, you know, that will obviously make him a better rider. And like I say, it'll be nice to see what he can and can't do out there.
Timesheets don't tell the whole story, do they?
No, not ever. No, you are right, they don't. And the thing is with the BSB class as well, how close it is and how fierce it is. You know, you can be a tenth off, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, and it's surprising the depth, you know, where you are on the grid or where you are in the field. It's unreal, just how close that championship is. But you know, that's sediment to MSVR, Stuart Higgs, all the team that have got that where it is. And you know, hopefully that will remain going forward for years to come.
When you look at the pace that's been run this year, how can you compare yourselves to that as a younger rider?
Yeah.
And you look at the pace that the Yamahas were doing, that the other Kawasaki team was doing, that the factory team was doing. How do you... It doesn't tell you the whole story, where everybody's going kind of quicker than they ever have done anyway.
Yeah, it's one thing there though that I would say, you know, looking at like, you look at this year with what Brad's done on the OMG bike, you know, and Alton Park, you know, he had an Alton Park very similar to like what we had in 18. But the weird thing was, you know, everyone's going, oh, we're going faster, we're doing this, we're doing that. You look back to 2018 and Jake Dixon's lap time on the RAF regular reserve Kawasaki at the time, outright lap record still stood till this year. So as much as the bikes are progressing, the tyres are progressing, it's still unbelievable that those lap times are still there. So, you know, as much as we look at it and go, we are going faster, yes, I will hold my hands up and I'll say race times as in start to finish is faster, yes. But out and out lap time of, you know, biting the screen and really laying the rubber down, you know, when you've still got lap times from 18 that stand, you know, it shows testament probably as to why he's in Moto2 now and running at the front, you know. And it's just like looking at those lap times and looking at it, you just think, wow, you know, it's another step again. But you know, again, credit to Brad, he's beat those times this year, and phenomenal, you know, absolutely phenomenal. I'd like to actually probably take a moment now just to say how good he has ridden this year. And watching, and I've even said this to him, watching that qualifying lap at Cadwell Park, wow. You know, I said to the guys in the box, everyone was watching it, you know, and I don't want to swear on it, but I could quite easily. And the way he threw that thing into Hall Bends, it was either sticking or it was probably going to stick to a tree. And, you know, he absolutely commanded it. And, you know, you've got to look at that, and halfway around the lap, he was down on the lap time.
You're 0.2 down at the top of the mountain.
100%.
To go 0.3 up at the finish line.
Exactly. And it all came from probably one of the hardest parts of the track where you can't really make time.
No.
You know, it's so narrow.
Traditionally you don't.
Yeah, no. And, you know, he was committed, and wow, you know, like, credit to the kid, you know, he deserves what he's got. And it was a fantastic end to that lap, you know. And one, I turned around and I said to the guys in the box, he's having this, you know. And fair play, you know. And I just like to say, I want to say well done to him because he deserves that.
That's a nice touch, mate. I like that. Thank you very much for that. What's been the standout moment for you for Lee Hardy Racing for this season in terms of Leon and your season?
Brad Ray's lap at Cadwell Park. No. No, honestly.
Basking in his reflected glory. That's what you're doing there. He's like, fuck, he was really good, so I'm having a bit of that as well.
No, you've got
I used to have a fast young rider as well.
No, you can't take anything away from Leon. You know, we had 2 podiums this year at Olsen Park, and that's not easy, you know, not easy at all. And to be fair, you know, yeah, they weren't easy podiums. You know, the safety car helped a bit in the first one, and probably without that it may not have come, but you've still got to be there, you know, you've still got to be tenacious, and that guy is tenacious, you know. I've never seen anyone with steely eyes more angry than Leon Haslam, you know, and like when he pulls the helmet on, wow, you know, even to the point where the lads in the garage got, when he comes back into the box, we now look at the floor because we don't want to make eye contact.
No, because
with him.
you know, and Leon is renowned for this, you know, as soon as he hits the kill switch and he's rolling in, 90% of the time he's shaking his head.
Yeah, and he can be angry, you know, and that's like, in a way, you know, it just shows you though, 38 years old, still wants it. Yeah, still 38. No, but still wants it. You know, and like you look at Knock Hill, you know, big crash there at Knock Hill, big cut to the back of his neck, you know, and sent me a picture of it from the med centre. Yeah, I'll be fine for the next race. And I'm like looking at that thinking, Jesus, you know, that's bad, you know. And I'm thinking, he ain't going to race. He's going to come to the box, politely say, you know, not today, guys, and we're going to have to put a press release out saying why. But he came to the box, you know, just as, you know, as dedicated as ever, you know, and as angry as ever. And
he's an angry little man at times, yeah, bless him. What a great rider.
Threw his leg over it and grabbed hold of the thing and went, you know. And like I say, he's tenacious, he's dedicated.
It's a great word.
And committed, you know. And I can't take nothing away from him this year. I've had a great year with him. Like I say, we've had 2 podiums. And that isn't easy in BSB. That is not easy. You know, I don't care how they come, it's not easy.
They're earned,
so,
all of them.
Oh yeah, 100%, you know. And I'm standing here now saying well done to Leon Haslam, but not just Leon, but the team as well. You know, the guys in there, the guys putting the bike together at the workshop, Adam, Ali, Barry, Andrea, Connor the tyre guy, they're all part of it, you know, and they all deserve them podiums as much as what the team does. So for me, you know, like I say, it's not easy, so he's done a great job, and you know, whatever Leon's doing next year, I've messaged him only this week, and I wish him all the best. You know, I'm hoping he's going to be back in BSB. There's talk of it, maybe with a new challenge, but no, it'll be nice to see him back on the grid.
Brilliant. Lee, we wish you all the best for the off-season. We'll catch up in 23. We'll be in the paddock. It'll be great to follow your story with Brad. Let's catch up again in the spring.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to Off Track at the NEC for Motorcycle Live. Once again, we're in the Kawasaki press office, so a big thank you to Kawasaki UK for entertaining us, and what better way to do it with a new Kawasaki rider with DAO Racing on the Superstock bike on the ZX10. Brayden Elliott, this colours suit you, mate.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I feel a bit of relief now, to be honest. I don't normally get nervous with stuff like that, but for the announcement, I just, been up on the stage, and I feel like it's been kind of building for so long, and obviously this has been happening behind the scenes for quite a while now, so yeah, it feels like a relief to finally sort of let everyone know. Obviously something I'm really excited about, so yeah, I can't wait.
Look at you in a proper bona fide team.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. After working so hard with the CFS team, the no bull side, and as we spoke about in the summer in that blazing hot day at Thruxton, how you've got to where you are, this for me is testament to all the hard work you've put in so far to come to such a high profile and well respected team. Yeah,
thanks, mate. I think like not just for me, but everyone obviously around me, like we said when I spoke to you earlier in the year, it's even though sometimes I'm the one sort of up there with the trophy or sort of on for people to see, it's a lot more behind the scenes, and from like my partner Eliza supporting me, to the mechanics, to my family, to all these people like sponsors sticking by me through all them hard years. I've been like not only sort of dreaming of being able to be involved with a big team, but just working towards it. And I think more than anything, just keeping that belief. Like there were so many years where it really seemed like it was not going to be a reality, and just keep chipping away, and the way it's all panned out, I'm really thrilled to be with such an experienced and sort of prestigious team with DAO, and I'm just really looking forward to what's ahead.
How did the deal come about?
It all started a few rounds before the championship wrapped up, but I kind of knew that there was an interest from Kawasaki, I suppose, as well, to get hopefully a ZX10 back up the front of stock 1000. I think it was probably known that I was interested in trying to maybe start running my own team and take the next step in my career and see a bit of progression there. So yeah, I guess that filtered through, and then phone calls started being made, and it just, one thing led to another, I suppose. Yeah.
It's the deal with Kawasaki UK as well. Is it as a kind of a factory-backed effort? Have you got, or is it a manufacturer-supported effort?
So there should be, like I guess an official stock 1000 with Kawasaki and DAO colours. So DAO is going to obviously be looking after everything, running it, and organising everything involved with the support of Kawasaki. I suppose similar to what they do for Dean with the TT and the road stuff and all the rest. So yeah, same sort of setup.
When do you get to throw your leg over the bike for the first time?
We're still working on it. The only issue is I head back to Australia in 2 weeks. So I'm going back to Oz for Christmas, and after that, back early January, and I'd say pretty soon after that, some point in January, it'll be testing from that point on.
Excellent. What are you looking forward to the most?
Not having to set up an awning anymore, not having to do the food shopping for the team. No, look, I can't wait to ride the ZX10. Like, I've not been on one, but I've competed against one. It looks like a solid package. But more than anything, I'm looking forward to having that support there of knowing that, maybe it's not going to be the end of the world if I dropped a bike, or I've got the infrastructure around me and all the facilities there to be able to ride the bike a lot more stress-free, and just be able to arrive at the track with the focus in mind. I'm going to get here to ride my bike fast, not I need to do electronics and suspension and feed people and set up stuff and clean stuff and everything else. That's now a thought that's going to be out of my mind. So I'm just looking forward to actually being a racer now and not everything else.
Talk me through the back end of the season. We spoke back at Thruxton, as we said, and I think it would be fair to say things didn't quite pan out the way that we'd spoken, and the results that had come in the first 2/3 of the season, the last final third of the season got a bit difficult. The results didn't reflect the effort that was being put in.
Yeah, it was a little bit tough. Like, going into it, I think I might have mentioned at the time, I always kind of expected Thruxton and Cagwell to be the two tricky rounds of the year. It was a shame that they were back to back. But up until then, I think even maybe brands before, and I was still maybe finished fourth there and fighting for the podium, and led part of the race and whatever. So Thruxton was difficult for many reasons outside of just what I was doing on the bike, with managing tyres and down to faulty warmers and pressures and all these things. It didn't really reflect the speed I had there. And then Cagwell, even though I think maybe a 7th or something didn't look fantastic, but it was so far of an improvement of what I've ever had there before. It was like a little win.
That's the secret to what people don't see.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry to interrupt your flow. It's I always find it's important to get that message across, is that the timesheets don't tell a story.
Exactly.
The timesheets just tell you the time they did. They don't tell the story of what improvements have been made or what challenges you faced to get there. And the fact that it's Cadwell Park on a 1000cc motorcycle.
Yeah, no, it's tough. And I think, like moving into next season, I can probably look at it and say Cagwell's not around now that I dread going to. It's something that I've got a lot more confidence. So if anything, I think we probably had top 5 pace at Cadwell, but I just qualified a bit poor and whatever else. So I'm not going into next year thinking, there's going to be a round or two that I don't like. I'm quite confident that that's now out of my head. And from that point, really, we had a little bit of bad luck being caught up in someone else's crash. And I suppose that's really where the points gap begun, really. It was once I lost all them points, I just couldn't seem to claim them back. And, the fourths here and fifths there weren't enough to actually claw back championship points. But I think for the first time ever, I know we finished outside the top 3, it would have been fantastic if we could have wrapped that up. But for the first time ever, I've finished the year and I've not looked back on any point and thought, maybe I should have done this or I should have done that. I can look back and go, every time I put my helmet on, I gave 110% in every session, every race. I think for that reason, I've not gone into the off-season disappointed or dwelling on everything. I'm just, excited to keep the ball rolling, and I just want to keep on this sort of incline.
What do you look back on with the most fondness from the season? What's giving you the best feeling through the season?
It's hard to look past anything from that Donington weekend because that was just so special. But even just the thought of where we were 12 months ago, like I think back to the NEC this time last year, or like just in this period, say for an example, and I was running around trying to build bikes and trying to borrow things and do whatever I could to get on track again for next season. And like I went into the year really not knowing what my future would hold, sort of limited budget, limited resources, everything else, and it was just going to be, I wasn't like tapping out or anything, but it was in the back of my mind, I only thought this could be the last chance I get at this. Like I just don't know what's going to be around the corner. And then to now be sitting here sort of 12 months on with, like the best season I've ever had here, signing with a great team, and like life's good at the moment. And that just in general, it's just a great thing to be able to take from the year. Yeah.
Speaking of life being good, congratulations in order, mate. Tell me the story.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, no, so I'm engaged as of about a week ago. So, yeah, I probably made Eliza wait a little bit too long. 7 years is a bit of a wait for her. But, everything was fantastic. Obviously, it was always going to happen, but bike racing and everything else sort of took over and takes the focus away sometimes. So, went to Wales for the weekend, and it was really nice, and tried to be romantic and all that stuff. So, it was great. And again, like I say, it just adds to being in a happy place right now. Like everything's going well, going back to Australia, and I'm just sort of looking forward to getting on my bike and just enjoying it.
Wonderful. Congratulations on the engagement, mate. As you say, with the guys who listen to the show regularly, if they listen back to the show, and if they listen to the show back from Thruxton, and we said that the story of you and Eliza coming across and how you did it, to now be engaged, to now be taking a step forward, mate, it's fantastic to see, and we wish you all the very best for 2023 and beyond. Let's catch up at a track next year.
Definitely, thanks, mate. Let's see where we are in another 12 months.
Look forward to that. Brayden Elliott, thank you so much.
Thanks, mate.
Welcome back to Motorcycle Live. Welcome back to Off Track Podcast, and I'm delighted to be on the Honda stand. And we've got some breaking news on the stand today. I'm delighted to say Alex Olsen, James Buckingham, IWR Racing, Team IWR. Welcome to Off Track, boys. You've had some good news today.
Yeah, it's been a good day. Today's the announcement that we signed for IWR Racing to compete in the Superstock 1000 Championship again. Finally on a Honda after 2-3 years trying to beat them. It's nice to join it. So I think everyone's happy. I think Harvey's happy that we're on board, and just like to thank James and Ian for making it all happen, really.
James Buckingham, welcome to Off Track, mate. This is a new one for you.
Cheers, yeah. Like I say, announced the team today. It's been coming for the last few weeks, obviously sorting everything out. It all came together quite late, really. Obviously, Alex was without a ride at the end of the year, and Ian sort of spoke to me and said, I want to come back racing, and one thing led to another, and then with my personal life and having more kids than ever before, I just need to be
all with home. The same one, thankfully.
I just needed to be at home more, so it works for myself. It works really good. It works really good for myself, but also Ian coming back and then now Alex on board is great.
Do I recall that you rode for the team previously? You worked for the team before? Do I remember that?
Yeah, so Ian, who's Key Garage, who's IWR, he personally sponsored me when I was 18, so back in junior Superstocks, and then I got Ian hook, line and sinker, and then I just spent his money from there on in till now, and now I'm spending it more than ever. So
how did the opportunity for you to come about? You were working with FHO Racing last year alongside Darren. Were you working with Alex directly, or were you on the Superbike side?
I was in the Superbikes, but also in with Alex, helping Alex at majority of the rounds as well.
Overlooking. You don't want to do it like that. You want to do it like this.
And I worked with Alex when we were with Smiths. So
of course,
when we joined. So I've worked with Alex now for the last sort of 4 years. Become good friends. And he comes down to mine on holiday and stuff like that. So that works well. And it's all just felt the stars have aligned, as they say. So.
While he's here, you can blow a bit of smoke if you want. If you worked with him for 4 years, what are his strong points on the Superstock bike, and how do you see the future panning out over the next couple of seasons?
Strong points are consistent, always fast, week in, week out, any track, any condition. Crashing is another thing in Superstock. You can't do too much, you can't lose too much, because every point counts. There's no showdown or nothing like that. So you've got to be consistent, and he's fast. So you've got best of both. Like I say, I think in the last few years you've had a few crashes, but a lot of them haven't been they haven't been your fault at all. Just been collected by the same rider You know, and been in the wrong place at the wrong time with oil and stuff like that. So yeah, it's being consistent and fast at every track is the key. Yeah.
What does he have to work on most?
I to be honest, I was going to say he needs to be a bit more aggressive, but when I watched him at Donington, it's the first time I've seen him squirming and out the seat when he had a bit of a crap start, out the seat and then buffing a few people out of the way. I thought, yeah, actually, no, he's back here. He wants to win. So, yeah, I would have said being a bit more aggressive, but yeah, no, he has got that.
Brilliant, Bucks. Thank you, mate. We'll bring Alex back in. Mate, you've had a few good seasons in stock now, haven't you? This is the thing. It's time to make that next step.
Yeah.
The BMW arguably was the stronger machine in the championship up to maybe last year, the year before. The Honda's coming on now in leaps and bounds. Won the championship this year, so
twice. Two years on the bounce.
With Tom and with Davey. So you're on the right package now. What are you looking for? You've followed it enough times this season, you've raced against it. What are you looking forward to most about riding the Honda Fireblade?
Well, yeah, it's we've been close to the championship twice, but the bike has just been a bit better, really. That's been the bottom line. It's just worked, and where in 2020 we had one to compete with, and Tom, and he was fast every weekend, but this year, everyone's been fast. Everyone has been on them. It could have been 1 of 10 bikes this year. And you can compete with one, but you can't beat 10. So, week in, week out, we was fast on the BM, and the BM's a great package, but it wasn't enough to win the championship for another year. So it's nice to finally join them. Really looking forward to getting testing. So, the team sort of come together. Everyone in the team's spot on. It's sort of like more of a family sort of based team when the goal is me, really. The goal is to win the championship, and that's the team's championship. So really it is now just to get tested and see what the bike's like. We've sat on one for the first time today. That's the first Honda I've sat on.
And
so
the show's only 15 minutes old today, so you've done your announcement, you've sat on the bike, you're going to be home in time for tea and medals.
That's the plan. But it's nice to sit on the bike and see what it feels like. So getting tested now is the biggest key. We're going to try and get out before Christmas just to get some miles under our belt and see what the bike feels like, and then I think the team's got a bit of a testing plan set for next year, so looking forward to getting some decent track time.
Over the last two seasons with FHO, wasn't it? How have you changed and grown as a rider from being in that environment with such I know it's a lot of the Smiths team that came across, and the infrastructure was already there, but to have the support and the visibility, how's that helped you as a rider over the last couple of seasons?
Yeah, it's been great. We had I've been with the Smiths people for 4 years, so it's the same people, just under a different banner. So I've been with James 4 years now, so the team stayed the same, just a different owner. So the team's got a massive profile, a massive platform, and it's been nice to be a part of that. They've made me on a bit more of a stall than what I was on before, so that's always nice. They give me a bit of a bigger profile, I'd say, so that's always good. But big teams have big budgets, have big focuses and big goals, so it's nice to come back to something a bit more family run, a bit more we can dictate what happens, and we're under the control. So it's nice to get that sort of that feeling, and we've got one goal, and that's to win the championship.
Which point do you look at most fondness back with FHO over the last couple of seasons? What's been your biggest achievement with them?
I think with FHO, after having a bad accident in 2020, they gave me the opportunity again to ride in 2021, which they didn't have to. Faye took a massive risk. I sort of sold her the dream from an hospital bed, which not many people, I should be a salesman really, because I sold her a championship winning rider with one kidney and a broken back. So
after the big crash at Silverstone.
Maybe I should go into the sales technique.
You've got a job after racing, mate, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I sold her the dream, and it wasn't really her, it was Tom Hill that sort of put the deal together for me. He was working he was working with me then, not for me, he was working with me, but he sort of made it all happen. So he tried to sell a one-legged horse and it worked, so fair play to him. But it's good. I can't thank him enough for that opportunity really. But we've had some great memories with great people. They're friends for life. They're not just for the last 2 or 3 years. They're friends for life now. So that's great. But we've been fast week in, week out, and it was nice to finally get the win for them at Brands Hatch after having a bad year before. So that was an emotional one. But it was good.
On your home round as well.
Home round, all my family there, all my friends there. People that probably see me at the start of the year would have said, I can't see you riding a bike, and to do it 6 months later and to win at your home race was it was an hard one to keep the tears in, that one.
We're all human, aren't we?
That's it at the end of the day, yeah.
It's a big male-dominated sport, but you're allowed emotion sometimes. If you can't do it at your home round after what you came back from,
it was good.
Then that fair play to you.
Yeah.
We're sat in front of the Honda now. When do you get a chance to test her? When do you get a chance to throw your leg over?
We're looking to try and get out before Christmas, relying on James because he's a busy man now. He's got 3 children, so if all goes to well, we'll try and get out before Christmas. But there's quite a good plan in place for the new year with Honda and the official test. So we're going to try and jump on the back of them and try and get some decent miles. Last year we did 3 days before the start of the season, so we need to hit the ground running this year, and I think this is the year to do it.
Fantastic. Gentlemen, I wish you all the very best. We'll look forward to following the progress next season. We'll come down and see you and we'll carry on the story if that's all right.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Congratulations, gents. Cheers.
Thank you.
Big thank you to Lee, Brayden, Alex and Bucks. We're really grateful for the time at a busy show and all fresh from their big announcements, so they were fellas in demand. We're excited to see the development of Brad Perie in the BSB class with Lee, and the Pirelli National Superstock Championship just gets stronger and stronger. On Thursday, we have the current and previous Bennett's British Superbike champions on the show, a swift 5 minutes with Brad Ray to follow up on our recent show, now he is the 2022 BSB champ, and 2021 Bennett's British Superbike champion Taryn McKenzie opens up about a difficult 2022 and gives us a really big hint on his plans for 2023. Rounding off with a great friend of the show, Northern Ireland's Simon Reed, as he returns to Off Track to talk about his journey back from injury and his 2023 plans. So until then, look after yourself. Bye-bye.